Ashley Gus,
Hello.
and we're here to talk to you tonight about investing in yourself. What are we talking about?
Investing in yourself.
Yeah. How do you invest in yourself? What's investing in yourself look like? What are ways you can invest in yourself? We have 20 ways you can invest in yourself. I don't know if we get through all 20 in this little episode.
We're going to give it a shot.
We're gonna give it a shot. Yeah, let's take a shot at this and see what we can get. It's a good thing to start lining up. It's towards the end of November here in 2022. Start thinking about your 2023 goals, and let's get started.
Absolutely. So this is a great opportunity toward the end of the year. The holidays are upon us, and as soon as they're done, you'll be left with your resolutions. But how do you make your resolutions stick? You invest in yourself.
If you were good, I'm sorry.
This is a perfect opportunity to start thinking about what's important to you, what your long-term goals are, where you'd like to see yourself a year from now. How are you going to get there? So with that, just start thinking about these things. I know right now it's like holiday. But as soon as the year ends, you get this like gap. You get this opportunity to really think about yourself and what you want to make happen. So that's what we're starting with in terms of investing in yourself.
I'm gonna say something, make a prediction, and I don't know this to be true, but I guarantee you it'll work. If you invest 10% of your time and 10% of your income on yourself, I guarantee you it will produce 20% more time, 20% more income, at least.
I like that challenge.
All
Let's
right.
do it.
Number one.
All right.
Number one way to invest in
Getting into the
yourself.
list.
You're responsible for every aspect of your life. Take responsibility for every aspect of your life.
Take responsibility for every aspect of your life.
This is the good news and the bad news. You've heard us say this before. This is nothing new. Once you realize that you're responsible for every aspect, the reason we're sitting here today talking to you, you're watching us, is because of every decision you made up until this point brought you right to here. You decided to, hey, let's tune in to Gus and Ashley, see what's going to happen. They might say something intelligent, smart, who knows?
Maybe. Or useful, or
useful.
handy, or something that could just help you jump off the fence and get in action on something in your life. So yes, when I first heard somebody say to me that I needed to take responsibility for every aspect of my life, I was a little pissed. I was a little like, no, or that's not fair. And, I didn't plan for this to happen and this to happen and this to happen until I realized that by allowing something else to be responsible for my life, I had no power. I had no ability to, drive the bus. We're all driving our own buses, but a lot of us are very willing to hand the wheel and the keys over to somebody else and just say, take me there. And then we get upset when we're not where we want to be.
Why do you let other people's thoughts live rent-free in your head? You can't let that happen.
Is that part of taking responsibility?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Sure. You can't blame the boss, can't blame your mom and dad,
Nope.
can't blame your kids,
No,
can't
you
blame
gotta
your
blame
neighbor.
the CEO, and the CEO of your life is right here.
Yeah.
So get in control, take responsibility, understand that everything that has happened to you up to this point is because of you. And everything, this is the cool part, everything that happens moving forward is because of you. So enjoy that moment, enjoy that empowerment, and take that forward.
Practice that from now till the end of the year, being responsible 100%.
It'll change your life.
It will.
In a good way.
Number two, set smart goals. What are we doing for number two?
Number two, set smart goals.
Great. So smart goals, they're specific, measurable, realistic, attainable, and timely.
That spells smart.
That spells smart. I would like to, if I say I want to lose weight before January 30th, that's not a smart goal. I want to lose 10 pounds between now and January 30th. It's specific, it's measurable, it's attainable, it's realistic, and it's timely. So that's what a smart goal looks like.
So basically, it's Be specific, be measurable, make sure it's attainable, make sure it's relatable, and make sure it's timely.
All right. Number 3, learn how money works. You're going to do some research on this, but learn how the stock market works, learn how mortgages work, learn how auto loans work, learn how your credit card debt works, what the real numbers are. Somebody gives you a loan or you get a credit card for $5,000 credit limit and the interest rate is 28%. That's a really ugly deal. Really ugly deal.
So learn how money works. When you're focusing on taking responsibility for every aspect of your life, one of those aspects is your finances. And acting like you don't know or you didn't know what the terms were of a loan, of a credit card, doesn't work. You need to be 100% responsible for understanding that your money. You need to take responsibility for your money mindset. And you need to just take control of how things work. Learn. This is your opportunity to learn how money works.
Yeah, absolutely. Number 4, one of my favorite ones.
Yes, it is.
Take care of your personal health.
Physical health.
Physical health.
Sorry.
Health.
Do it again.
Take care of your health.
Take care of your physical health.
There you go. Actually says physical health. Take care of your physical health.
Well,
anyway,
we're going to talk about the other stuff later.
Yeah. So anyway, what does that look like? Eat properly, maintain a proper rate, exercise. We do weight training, strength training, which helps us out a lot. We probably hit the weights 3 times a week. Ashley and I go do some cardio. We don't smoke. Don't quit smoking. If you're smoking, man, stop that shit. That's bad stuff. Don't smoke. Alcohol in moderation. What else?
I think
you can't have bacon for every meal. Though we'd love to have bacon for every meal.
It is. It's a true paying attention and, again, taking responsibility for what you're putting in your body, what you're asking of your body, making sure that you're taking care of your physical house. Because if you're not taking care of it, nobody else is going to. You need to make sure that you wash your hands, try not to get sick. I think exercising regularly. Woo, that's hard to say. Exercising regularly can stave off all sorts of colds and viruses, and just generally it keeps your body flowing and your juices flowing in just the right way. So
do you ever see somebody exercise irregularly?
People who don't exercise often, or you can't
non-regularly.
Well, that's it. You can't just do it for a week and then assume, oh, well, this is going to help me drop 30 pounds, or this is going to help me, this is going to get me all strong really fast. It isn't. You have to do it habitually. You have to do it regularly.
Regularly, not irregularly.
Oh my gosh.
We're not a fan of irregular exercise.
Nice.
All right.
It's tough.
Number 6.
5.
Number 5. Take care of your mental health.
Number 5. Take care of your emotional health.
Your emotional health. Anyway, what's that look like? Reduce stress. Get toxic people out of your life. If you need to see a psychiatrist, go see a psychiatrist. If you've been told get on meds, stay on meds. Some of the things you can do. One of my favorite things to do to relieve stress. I occasionally get overwhelmed. I get to the point, I've got my name on a number of different businesses. We've got 4 kids between us. We got some cars, some property.
Stuff doesn't always work out exactly the way we expect it to. So when things start to go sideways, we have to take control of how we react to that. Otherwise, if we don't, then we're totally going to spiral down. But you've done it before, right? You've spiraled. We've all spiraled. Give yourself a pass, but moving forward, start to think about ways that you can manage your own emotional health so that you don't end up in a spiral, that you're not hanging out on the sofa all day because you're miserable and you don't see a way out. You need to get in action.
Yeah. So I'll give you 3 ways to do this. 3 ways I do this. Um, Number one, get rid of toxic people. And the opposite of getting rid of toxic people is bringing positive people into your life. Create a list of 10 people that you would like to have a better relationship with, and not 10 toxic people. 10 people that could help you get to the next level in your life. Somebody.
There's a good way to judge that these 10 people, they're people that after you spend time with them, you wish you had more time with them. Toxic people are easy. You're so happy when you part ways. You're like, oh my God.
Right? Number 2.
I'm gonna put on Gus's class.
Number 2. Do a brain dump. You got a lot going on. It's Monday morning. You feel overwhelmed. You're not sure what to do. I whip out. I can't tell you how many of these tablets of paper I have. I just start writing down everything. And, hey, the car needs brakes. The car needs to be inspected. I got to pay this bill. I promised I'd get back to this person about this quote for a job.
So when you get overwhelmed, you write everything down.
I write everything down.
That helps you just get it out of your head, and it helps you decide what you're going to do next so that you can prioritize the list or say, hey, these 3 things can wait till the weekend. I really need to focus on these 2 things. They have to happen today.
The reality is never. I mean, I'll write maybe a page and a half, and I put a little box next to it to the left of it. And then when the thing gets done, I check it off. The reality is I'll pick 3 things and work on them at the moment. And then they take less time than you think. Often they take less time than you think. And often if you come back to that list a week later, 5 of those things have removed themselves from that list automatically. I don't know what it is. And we did a conference we were supposed to do a conference a couple of weeks ago down in Florida. And we started off Monday morning with literally 100 and some things to do for the conference. And by Monday afternoon, the conference was postponed because of a hurricane, and that list was blank. And it was just kind of crazy.
Now what are we going to do?
And now what are we going to do? The list has changed. Things change in life. The number three to take care of your emotional health, I like to meditate. There are so many apps that are free. Start with 10 minutes. If you've never done it, it's very soothing. It'll get you in a different place. Get there with wake up. You don't fall asleep. The goal of meditation is not to fall asleep. You got to actively slow down your brain and your thoughts. And when you're done with the meditation, you'll feel completely clear-headed. I know there's people like Jay Shetty. He sometimes meditates for 8 hours at a time. I've not done that. I think the longest I've done it an hour. But that's pretty crazy.
That's cool. So one of the things that I do to help my emotional health is to go for a run. And that way I'm getting it done at the same time as some exercise too, right? But what I love about going for a run is it really gets me in an opportunity to just daydream and think about things. And similar to how when Gus writes everything down, I have all of those ideas sifting through my head. And it gives me an opportunity to brainstorm and to think of things that I would never think of behind my desk, which, at least in Gus's case, he's got the list there. I have to regurgitate that list when I get back from my run, but I feel healthier. I feel more in control. I feel more empowered to just take on what I need to take on.
I think you need a run buddy.
You do?
If you got a little person running next to you that's writing down this
stuff. I was thinking I should do voice memos or something, but I'm running with music on, and I'm like, I don't want to stop. But if I have a couple of good ideas that I think, I really need to.
I think we should look for
act on that.
I think we should look for an athletic co-op.
Oh.
Or intern next time. And
I'm not going to daydream about
that. This person can run past you and run with you and write down as you said.
I'll put in something for
start a business
athletic virtual assistant.
Yes, I like that.
Okay.
Athletic virtual assistant. All right.
I like that.
The next one, number 7, learn something new.
You can do number 6.
We'll go back to number 6.
Okay.
Number 7, learn something new. This will open up your mind. It's a way of investing in yourself. I started playing guitar late in life. It's one of the most challenging things I've ever done, but it completely I can now play songs, which not everybody can do that. And it's another way of clearing my mind. It's a great way, just learn something new.
It is. It's awesome. Learn something new. One of the things that I can tell you in investing in yourself, you will learn so much more about yourself when you put yourself in a position of learning something new. Sometimes it's easy for us to think, oh no, I just want to stay in my comfort zone and do what I know. But the second you step into something that you don't and you're learning something new, you really add confidence to yourself. You add power to yourself and an energy that you probably haven't had before. So keep doing that because it's really good for you.
Number 6, the number 6 that we missed before.
Yes.
Constantly improve your professional skills.
Number 6 is constantly improve your professional skills.
What does that look like? Attending conferences, attending workshops, getting on video calls, books on your industry,
webinars. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say webinars on things in your industry. There's LinkedIn Learning. There are tons of classes, YouTube. There are so many ways that you can learn things that you can use in your professional skill set that can help increase your knowledge and increase your professional skills such that when the next opportunity for a raise, next opportunity for a promotion, next opportunity for a project comes up, you'll be more ready because you'll have increased your professional skills.
And you'll have more opportunities. Opportunities will come your way. They'll start falling in your lap. You know, people will tell people who are successful, hey, people will say, you're really lucky. No, you're prepared. It's
Exactly.
different. And luck seems to favor those who are more prepared, more knowledgeable in the subject.
Right. So even in the process of increasing your professional skills or improving your professional skills, you're going to meet other people who are doing the same thing. And that becomes part of your network. So the people that you meet are the people who will be able to recommend you, will be able to refer to you, maybe help you out with some other project. You never know where that's going to take you. So an excellent way to invest in yourself.
Yes. Number 8, spend wisely. Number 8,
spend wisely.
What does that look like? What does that mean? Spend wisely. We are hyper consumers in the United States. We went to Germany this year. One of the things I discovered in Germany was people don't buy stuff they don't need. They have smaller houses, smaller spaces. They're not getting the latest gadget, the latest toy, the latest whatever it is. They feel like they need
unless it's something that can significantly improve their lives. They're not just buying stuff.
Yeah.
Which we could all take a page out of that.
I guarantee you, even in my household,
there's a lot of stuff.
There's 50% of stuff here we don't need. Probably 80% of the stuff here we don't need, but we would love to.
But I like that pillow.
Yeah. But put it this way, for every $100 you don't spend, that money could be earning you interest at 10% pretty easily. So that adds up pretty quickly.
So the next one is one that my dad, who's a financial planner, has told me to do from day one of getting any kind of income. And that's to save 10% from each paycheck.
Number 9, save 10% from each paycheck and invest that money.
Absolutely. So yes, was that what they said to do? My dad pretty much said, take 10%, put it away, don't ever touch it. It's not there. Don't just pretend it doesn't exist. That's that.
No, so that
you would, if you get in the habit of doing that, you're now living on 10% less than what you make. You'll be fine.
Our mentors
yes,
chase after live on 20% of what you make. You'll pay 40% taxes and invest the other 40%. That's the big goal there. Anyway, number 10, open investment accounts. This is a good way to invest yourself. Spend that money on that tchotchke that you don't want, tchotchke that you don't want, the extra thing, whatever it is. I like the Eddie Murphy with G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip, you know.
But you remembered it.
Yes, I remembered it.
No, I know.
Anyway, take that extra $10, $20, $100, throw it in an investment account. Buy bonds, stocks, real estate investment in things that you buy yourself. Invest in the things that you buy yourself. I have some money invested into Simon, which is the
malls
real estate investment trust.
I think of malls.
Every time I walk into a mall, I go, "Hey, I own this block.
Hey, I'm investing in my investments." Yes.
No, it's a good way. You know, open up an investment account. A lot of times, I have multiple investment accounts. A lot of times, they'll give you an incentive to open up, match some funds or something like that. So it's pretty good.
And in the process of opening investment accounts, you'll also be more aware of what's happening in the marketplace. So that also falls under the like doing something new, right? You're keeping up with what's going on in the markets. You're keeping yourself educated, which is another way to invest in yourself. So you're checking a few boxes on that one.
Absolutely. Number 11, we're going to elaborate on this one. Find a business coach or a mentor. I cannot stress how important this is. It's the number one thing that we've invested in the last couple of years that has changed our life. Put some money behind it, and I mean, every dime we have spent with our mentors has come back three to tenfold, depending on what we were learning from them.
Number 11 is find a business coach or mentor. So find somebody who's a few steps ahead of you, somebody who inspires you, somebody who I won't say matches your values, but definitely along those lines and is in a position that you look up to, and take them on as your mentor. Look at what they do, study their behavior. If they've written books, read their books. If they have workshops, attend their workshops. Follow them on social media. But the best way to focus on where you want to go is to see and follow somebody who's already there.
Yeah, absolutely. You want a mentor that's the place where you want to be. They've achieved what you want, and they're willing to share that knowledge with you. A mentor can help you compress time, help you. The only thing that's keeping you between you and your goals is the knowledge you don't have. Someone, I guarantee you, out there has that knowledge of how to get to that goal that you want. If it's financial, somebody out there can teach you how to make more money. Someone can teach you how to make more money in your current business, or maybe get rid of your current business and use your current skill sets to get to that next level.
And a business coach or mentor can also help introduce you to other people who are either in your situation or can be complementary to your situation. You may find an entire business network of people who can help rise your profile, but also your business acumen, to put you in a position where you could take on more business with those people who also follow that business mentor. So it can be a very, very strong step in establishing yourself in their mentor community.
Absolutely. Number 12, keep in touch with friends and family.
Number 12, keep in touch with friends and family.
Now, this is an interesting one. We keep in touch with friends and family. We keep in touch with our non-toxic friends and family.
There you go.
Isn't
it funny to think that we have toxic friends? Like, why would they still be our friends?
The devil you know is
You're
better
right.
than the devil you don't know.
You are so right. It's
Yeah.
really interesting. We had lunch with a friend of ours who we've known for several years. We're not super close because we don't live there, but she was talking about, gosh, some of these people have been my friends for 20 or 30 years. Can you believe she said that? Or can you believe that she was talking so negatively while I was trying to, show her what I was doing that was so important to me? And then we kind of said that those are the people you need to spend a little less time with, or maybe a lot less time with, because if they're not on, they may have been where you were and you may have been terrific friends together, but if they're not going where you are and they're holding you back from that, that's when they become toxic. So being social, keeping in touch with friends and family, letting people know what you're doing, putting out to the universe of your friends and family of where you're looking to go, what kind of opportunities you're looking for, is all incredibly helpful and a great way to invest in yourself.
You're the sum of the 10 people you hang out with the most. Go ahead. Write down 10 people who, think about who you spend the most time with. Co-workers, friends, family. Now look at where they live, how much money they earn, their attitudes towards life, where they're hanging out. You know, are they going to the ball games? What are they doing on Sundays? Are they watching football or baseball, or are they out on the yacht, or are they jetting off in their private plane to some exotic island?
That sounds nice.
Because there's friends in all those places and they all hang out together. Billionaires hang out with billionaires. You know, drug addicts hang out with drug addicts. You know, where would you rather hang? Choose your hanging spot.
So another aspect of keeping in touch with friends and family is making sure that you're spending quality time with the people who you really care about in your life. You don't want to get to the end of your life and say, gosh, I wish I had spent less time working and more time hanging with my friends. So this is your opportunity in terms of investing in yourself to gather with people that you love.
Yeah. All right.
Uh-oh.
Next one, number 13. Organize your home or personal space.
Number 13. Organize your home or personal space. I'll just fess up right now. This is not one that I'm very good at. Although Gus and I were talking about it earlier this week and he noticed. So the reason I say that, my desk is a mess. But it's a somewhat organized mess, and I know where most things are. But it's definitely holding me back from being more organized and being more productive. I do have other areas of my life that I have extremely, like, everything has its place.
Yeah.
And you've noticed that you said that.
Ashley is extremely.
Like, I didn't even notice that.
I'm very organized, and maybe a little OCD, maybe I need everything where it is. I know where things are. If I'm missing something, it's probably this one has.
I probably moved it.
Someplace.
Not to be annoying.
Not to be annoying. She doesn't do it on purpose.
I don't.
We have a really good relationship. Doesn't do it on purpose.
Think, oh, that should be over here, and then I forget.
But Ashley's desk is a complete mess.
It is.
And she's telling me I'm a mess. But her makeup is perfectly in order and everything's perfect. Her running gear, she knows exactly where it is, what goes on, everything. When we travel, everything's packed neatly. We get to the hotel, everything's in the right place. Everything has a place and time and order. I'll bring this up again. We were in Germany this year. Man.
Talk about people who have their
stuff
organized.
You go in a restaurant.
We say this with love.
Complete
adoration.
I loved Germany. I love the way they behave.
Oh, they're so perfect.
If the pen is supposed to be sitting like this on the counter at the host stand or at the 12 places they check you out. Yeah, there's 10. The pen is at the same location and everything. I think the pen's there, the stapler's there, the phone's there. Everything is exactly the same, and it's never out. Nothing's out of place. It's a wonderful.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, I actually took on a challenge recently where I'm getting rid of things that I don't need anymore, but I have to take the time to do it. So I say, okay, for 5 minutes, there's this crazy pile of clothing that I don't need anymore. I don't wear them anymore. So I finally just like, you know what? So that was that bag that's upstairs.
I get that.
And I just started throwing stuff in it. Then I'm like, you know what? I'm never going to miss this. Because I'm not actively wearing these things. So that leads us really well into our next one, which is number 14. Oh, I thought I said get rid of it.
See, I curate the material for Ashley and I. She's got a personal curator here.
Where are those glasses? No.
Get rid of guilt. Number 14, get rid of guilt.
I don't have guilt. Well, I guess I do.
If you have unfinished business, if there's something hanging over your head, again, why are you letting that live up here? Why are you letting that give rent free? I remember it was
your favorite guilt story.
Our mentor. He literally was talking to us, and he was on call, and he says, I get these things in my head that I've been letting swirl around, and I feel guilty about it that I haven't gotten back to these people. He goes, I'm going to do something about it right now. Because I don't know why I haven't done this yet. I haven't made a decision. Picks up the phone, and he makes a call to his realtor. He said, hey, that property we've been talking about? Well, that property is, he goes, let's do it. The last price we agreed on, let's do it. I get to keep the artwork, and we're going to get the HVAC taken care of, and we agree to all that. I'll buy the property for the number you say. And he goes, does that sound fair? And the realtor said something to the fact of
this was on a Zoom call.
This was on a Zoom call
with I don't know how many people, hundreds of people.
And he hangs up the phone, and he says, I feel so much better. That's off my brain right now. He had purchased a $24 million home on the beach by that phone call. But that was swimming in his head. He didn't get back to them, and he felt guilty. He felt guilty to himself that it was in his head. He felt guilty to all the parties involved because he was the guilty party that was holding up the deal. That's an extreme case of that, but is there somebody you didn't apologize to? Is there something you haven't done for your kids? Is there something you haven't done for your health? What's keeping you in your what's swimming in your head that should be out that you feel guilty about? What's keeping you awake at night? That's something you should have done. Do it.
So the other side of getting rid of guilt is forgiving, and forgiving yourself, forgiving your people closest to you in your life, people who aren't so close to you in your life. Forgiving them doesn't mean you're completely let them off the hook, but it means that you can focus on moving forward, which is really a gift to yourself. So part of getting rid of guilt is forgiving yourself, forgiving the people around you, and just focusing on moving forward, which is a much healthier way to embrace. And it is a way of investing in yourself.
What's interesting about why we don't forgive people, and I'm not trained in this, but I'm assuming we don't forgive people because they still hold some value to us. They've disappointed us, and we wish they would do something differently, or they wish they would have had done something differently.
I wish they'd apologize.
But what is it about them that you're keeping? That you're trying to hold them to a higher standard?
But I think that's part of taking responsibility for every aspect of your life.
Right.
If you are taking responsibility for every aspect of your life, and yet you're waiting for somebody to forget to apologize for something or to take responsibility for something, then you're letting that hold you up, right?
Right.
So cut it out.
So I've gotten rid of some of these people. Or I shouldn't say I've gotten rid of them. I just no longer associate with them.
You don't have a relationship with them anymore. Or, I mean, I think the key here too is like, I don't get everything perfect. I know that's hard to believe. I don't get everything right. I say the wrong thing. I make the wrong decisions. I screw something up. I forget to call somebody when I told them I was going to. I hope that they forgive me, because I know I'm not getting everything right. So if I'm expecting them to forgive me, I need to expect to forgive them, right? We're humans. We're messy.
You're going back to taking responsibility for every aspect of your life. And this is how I kind of avoid guilt. I didn't even feel guilty about it. But we had a situation earlier in the week. I give tasks. I delegate work to my team, and I delegated this job, and it did not it didn't turn out the way the end result was not the result I was looking for. And instead of like getting on the case or me sitting back and not me, instead of me getting all upset with the employee, I immediately was like, man, I somehow screwed this up really bad. I'll take responsibility, and I feel, I don't feel guilty, but I said I'm the guilty party that did this, and I'm going to give you the correct actions on how to take care of this task.
Right. But the point is you weren't brooding in your guilt, which a lot of us do, especially moms. We do it. We can't help it. It's part of our DNA. It's part of how we're built. And if we don't have any guilt, there might be something a little wrong there. So guilt's not a bad thing. It's just not something you want to steep yourself in for too long, because it holds you back. It keeps you from actually getting in action on the things that you want to make happen in your life and invest in yourself. So as part of investing in yourself, get rid of guilt.
Yeah.
Which brings us to the next one. Number 15 is create positive vibes.
Number 15, create positive vibes. What's that look like? Smile.
Yay! I love positive vibes.
Say hi to everyone.
Listen to music that makes you happy.
Spend a day, go into a store, say hi to every single person you see. Hi.
They'll think you hang out with me.
How you doing today?
I'm doing great, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing great. Ashley and I have
Say something nice to people. Compliment them. Are they wearing a cool jacket? Do they have a beautiful ring on? Say thank you when somebody holds the door for you. You can generate this and put it out to the universe. You'll feel better.
We Ashley and I do this naturally.
What do we do?
We create positive vibes.
Yeah, we do.
So we were in a different town last month, and we were at a farmer's market, and we're getting food.
Yeah.
The guy comes up to us and said, "You're not from around here, are you?" Guys just have a different energy. You just say,
I guess not.
I guess not.
Yes, we are from somewhere else.
Yeah, we are from someplace else, and I guess we do have some energy.
He was too, though. That was what was kind of fun about it. I think he was picking up on the fact that we weren't from there because he wasn't either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we walk into any of the local stores we go to around where we are, and like, hey, you guys are here. Good to see you. Nice thing. How you doing? What's going on today?
What a lovely feeling.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool because we create positive vibes. Even in
we don't go into places and start fights.
no,
So
even if we get poor service or bad something, I have a positive vibe for the first 2 or 3 times.
right.
I have a neutral vibe time 4 through 6 that they might have taking a bad situation.
And after that, we just don't go there anymore.
Yes,
No.
we just don't visit there anymore. But anyway,
Yeah.
create that positive vibe. Things away, smile, talk to everybody. How can I help you? How's your day?
You're so kind.
And listen
You're so
to-
positive.
I'm positive.
I know.
I like being
that
positive.
about you. I know. It feels good. That's the coolest thing about it. It feels good.
Yes.
So in number 16 is learn to say no.
Number 16, learn to say no. What does that look like? What does that mean? Learn to say no.
For a lot of us, that's a hard thing to do. We're so used to saying yes and trying to please everyone in our lives. The problem with that is that if you start saying yes so many times, what you're giving away besides your time is also your power. So if you want to invest in yourself, you need to protect yourself, protect your time, protect your energy, and start saying no to things that don't align with your goals,
Vision,
dreams,
yes.
authenticity.
What would be something like, say you're a mom, get grade school kids, you go to church, you're in there's a neighbors group. Hey, we'd like you to join the neighbors group. Cool, I'll join. And then they ask you, can you make cookies on such and such day? Or can you help us canvass the neighborhood for this? And then the kids' school is saying, hey, we need a volunteer to help us on the trip. You say yes to all those things, and all of a sudden you're stressed out, and you've got too much stuff on your plate, and it's not the stuff that's going to get you to your dreams and goals and visions for yourself.
So focus on the tasks that you want to do or that will lead you where you need to be, that are surrounded by your core goals and your core values, and say no to the things that don't, because by saying no to the things that don't, you are actually investing in yourself.
100%. Now, the opposite of that, say yes. Learn to say yes to things.
Number 17, learn to say yes.
What does learning to say yes look like? Let's just say you've got your Sunday routine, and your Sunday routine includes meeting with your same group of people, whether it's your family, your neighbors, your girlfriends, your boyfriends, your Sunday brunch, Sunday fun day. And someone says, hey, this Sunday, I've got tickets to go see the monster truck race. Now, monster trucks might not be any part of your world, might not fall in that thing, but you've probably never done it. Go do it.
Do it.
Go see the monster truck race.
Say yes.
Yes. Say yes to that.
New experience, new people, new and completely different set of expectations, right? It's a relatively no risk opportunity to try something you've never tried before. And again, by saying yes to something new, you are exercising your power.
I know a big thing to say yes to. If you own a business or you work for a company and someone brings you a project or an idea or a concept you've not done before, and it seems within reason, say yes. Our businesses, every business I've owned, every product I've had in all my businesses has come from a customer or a client or a future customer saying, is it possible for you guys to do this? Could you possibly fix this? Is this a possibility? And it's funny because that actually happened to us 2 weeks ago. We have a certain skill set that we do. We don't normally sell it. We use it for ourselves. And within a week's time, we have 3 opportunities to use the skill set and get paid for it in our business, therefore creating another stream of revenue for our business. And that's a really good thing to say yes to.
Absolutely. It also gives us the opportunity to excel and become masterful in an area that maybe we haven't done as much in. So it gives us the opportunity not only to make more revenue, but also to practice something that we're probably pretty good at. Number 18 is one of my favorites. It is travel.
Number 18, travel. The quote here, St. Augustine, I'm going to read this. St. Augustine, which happens to be my first name, Augustine. He says, the world is a book, and those who do not travel read only one page.
I love that.
Isn't that great?
It is. It's true.
So travel opens up. Ashley and I travel often. We travel almost half the time.
We've both traveled since we were little kids.
Yeah.
Like you and your family had a very specific cadence of travel. My parents used to toss us in the back of the car and go halfway across country, going to visit grandma, going to places. Just, again, it's new experiences. It's new situations, unfamiliar situations, which again kind of puts you in that, needing to step out of your comfort zone and try something new. It gives you an opportunity to explore something you've never seen and to experience things that you've never experienced before. And there is absolutely nothing richer than coming back with experiences. I think they make us more humble.
You learn a lot about yourself when you travel too.
You learn a lot about who you travel with too.
Yeah, I'll tell you one of the interesting things. We live in the Philadelphia area, northeast portion of the United States. We're a very aggressive people as a whole, living in this northeast corridor.
What do you mean by that?
We'll tell you what we think. We'll be quick to yell. We move fast. We move aggressively. We expect things to be done a certain way. We talk fast. We're talking too fast for you guys. We talk fast, but we go and we're not generally nice on the surface as people are. We're not as nice on the surface as people are in other parts of the country and the world.
Okay.
Would you agree?
To an extent, yes.
Yeah, I mean,
I would say yes, you're faster paced. And you definitely cut to the chase in terms of just let's get down to business and other nice stuff. What's great?
Like, you're really gonna wear that sweater?
What's nice about it is you always know where you stand, which is so important, right? But at the same token, it can come off as being a little rough. But the whole point of travel is that you learn different people's customs, people's pace, people's priorities. You'll go to, a different country where people are spending more time outside and less time inside, or they're not as focused on architecture and art. They're more focused on business, or the vice versa. That's just what's so much fun about traveling, is that you really get an opportunity to uncover what a place is about. The journey of traveling and going through either an airport or driving through areas gives you a completely different opportunity to just absorb a new environment, a different environment. You get to see it from a different perspective. And I think anytime that we put ourselves in a place to see something from a different perspective, we are truly investing in ourselves.
Well, the journey getting there, they're traveling to get someplace is part of the learning experience. As you just said, it's some of the most interesting stories we've had in the last few years have been being stranded at the airport,
right,
and having to come up with a last minute
crazy flights.
I mean, our last trip to Florida, we were there for an event, and the event got postponed due to a hurricane. I mean, we traveled to a hurricane. There's a story.
And we stayed.
And we stayed for it, and we got to see the first hand of a hurricane from the backside from a high up in a building, and we got to see the readiness and the ready response and the way.
And you get just a sense too of the people who were there. This is something that's going to disrupt their lives in possibly a very negative way. So everybody was sort of bracing themselves. Yeah. And it's interesting to be around people who, again, you're observing them as they live.
And it also gets you, I'll bring up Germany again, and it's the third time bringing us up on it, but we traveled to Germany from it was because there was a lot of things that were interesting and eye-opening there for me. It was May. They were 600 miles further north than we are here. Not really realizing that. The first day we landed there, it was cold and rainy, and we had not brought warm clothes. It was cold, rainy.
You know what's funny?
What was that?
I did that intentionally. I knew that the weather was going to be cold and rainy on the first day, but I also saw that it was going to warm up significantly for the rest of our trip. And I just had in my head, okay, well, we'll just hang out inside the hotel the first day and not go out, because I didn't.
We went out though.
I know
we ate outside during
I
lunch
wasn't
in the rain.
expecting that. I was like,
freezing.
oh my God, we're sitting outside. This is crazy. And we were sucking up every ray of the sun, because it was
And then that was the first shocking thing. And the second shocking thing, it stayed light till 10 o'clock at night. Where we live, it doesn't stay light past 9 o'clock at any time of the year.
Right.
And
then it was up again at 4 a.m.
Yeah, it was up again at 4 a.m. And just a different.
It was cool though.
Oh,
it was so cool. That's what was so great about traveling. And we traveled somewhere we hadn't traveled before. We got to learn so much about the people who live there. We got to learn about business there. We got to learn so many different things. And we would have never, ever have had the ability to learn those things without the experience of travel.
Yeah, so travel's a good thing.
Travel's a great thing.
Even travel,
Even going to Buc-ee's.
Oh my God, Buc-ee's is awesome.
See, we went to Buc-ee's. That was a new thing for us.
We
this
don't,
year.
even in our neighborhood, and we live in this one cute little area, and within 5 miles of us, there's tons to do. 7 miles from us is this cool little town that's just, we don't go there often, but when we go over there, it's almost like we're on vacation. Talking about Phoenixville.
Oh, I'm not sure what he's talking about.
And Conshohocken. We don't go to Conshohocken that much.
fun.
We go to Phoenixville. These small little towns that don't look like the little town we're in. And,
Right.
we go over there.
It's just fun.
It's just fun.
You're experiencing something new and different.
Making things different over there.
So go travel. So are we going to do number 19?
Number 19, learn how to understand critics.
Number 19, learn how to understand critics.
So if someone's giving you advice,
Maybe they're not giving you advice. Maybe they're actually criticizing you. So if somebody's criticizing you, you have 2 options, 3, probably more than that. You can get upset, or you can sort of take what they're saying and either ignore it or consider it.
well,
So the whole point of this one is to take what they say and consider it, but don't take it personally, right? It's their opinion. It's their whatever they have in their heads projected on you. They may have a point. They may be right on. They may be helping you. They may be offering you some criticism that can actually really help you.
you hear the same criticism 3 times.
Or could they just be jerks?
It's probably your problem. It's probably something you're doing incorrectly. I saw
That's
a
a really interesting statistic.
well, here's what I saw.
Again.
This happened last week in the local neighbor bashing website.
Oh, we won't talk about it.
There was a restaurant that somebody went and visited, and they complained about the restaurant. They said they didn't get their water glass refilled in a timely fashion. The hallway was dimly lit, and the bathroom had cold water coming out of the faucets. And a number of the restaurants came back and stood up for the restaurant, saying, "These are tough times. These are problems, and we can't manage all that. And these customers might just be stupid." And I think that was the word they were using. Well, I'll be honest with you. It's not my hard-earned dollars that I care about at the restaurant. It's my time. If I go to a restaurant, I could choose where this restaurant was. I could choose probably legitimately 15 to 20 different restaurants that would be the same amount of effort, time, and money. And if I know that I'm not going to get a service that I like, I wouldn't go there.
I get it.
I'd go there once. I wouldn't say anything. I wouldn't go back. If I'm a restaurant owner, I would strive to take care of those little teeny things. There's small criticisms, but that's the difference between people coming back and people not coming back.
Well, and I think in the example that you're bringing is the criticism was there, but then there was also by the criticizer was an expectation that their meal was going to be comped or that the restaurant was going to do something to take money off of their bill, and they just thought that was stupid. But Gus is right. And we're not talking about the restaurant anymore, but if somebody keeps bringing something up to you as part of their customer experience and says something about that, like instead of making excuses, take it in for a second and think about it. Like, okay, how can we improve the customer experience? Like, what can we do to improve this and use this criticism as something that's constructive instead of just,
I know one that happens. I know one that happens in our business.
Okay.
And I work really hard to make sure it doesn't happen.
Okay.
We produce events.
We do.
We serve lunch at our events. We usually serve a sit-down lunch. More often than not, we're serving chicken. Chicken is a safe.
It's the staple of all hotel catering conference meals.
Now we have a speaker that's speaking. Lunch is going to be at 12:15.
Oh.
Lunch is going late. The speaker is going late. If the speaker is 10 minutes late, the chicken becomes overcooked. They're cooking 100 and some pieces of chicken. They're not taking it right off the grill and putting it onto your plate. They're plating them up. They're timing it so that when that gets served at 12:15, 12:18, it's perfectly cooked.
So it's either overcooked or cold? Okay. No, but I see what you're saying.
But the criticism now that I get two forms of criticism. The speaker should be left to speak as long as they need to speak.
You shouldn't have cut off the speaker.
You shouldn't have cut off the
That's
speaker.
the criticism.
And number two is they should have held the meal back until the speaker was done. Well, you're serving 100 meals at the same time or 120 meals at the same time. That's not one person.
They don't know.
That's a team that started cooking at 10 o'clock in the morning to have that out at 12:15. Yeah. But I'll come back to them and explain, like, hey, and they always get it when you explain what's happening.
Right.
They always understand the reasoning behind it.
We've also sometimes shifted our menu options so that they are things that are like cold salads instead of warm meals, so we don't get into that situation in case something goes over. It's very interesting, but the point is, listen to critics. If they just listen to what they're saying, put yourself in their shoes. If they have something valid to say, pick up on that, take it, and move on. If they're just whining to whine or criticizing to be critical, obviously you can just move on. But usually there's some truth to what they're saying. So just pay attention and take what you need from that. Number 20, pursue only your true goals.
Number 20, pursue only your true goals. What's that mean?
I don't know.
Oh, so what's that mean is I want a Cadillac Escalade. I want a Mercedes SUV. I actually want a Mercedes G-Wagon, and there's many reasons I want it for. I've had Mercedes all my life. I want a Mercedes G-Wagon. I haven't earned a G-Wagon. I really like one. It's not a status symbol for me. It's something that I want. That's a true goal of mine. Mm-hmm. I'd like to have a Cadillac Escalade. It's not a true goal of mine. I'd like to have one. I'm not going to pursue that as a goal. I'd like to travel to every continent on the planet. That's a true goal. That's a cool goal that I have.
I have that too, except the cold ones. You're going to have to do without me on those.
Yeah, you're there in the summertime.
Oh.
You're there in the wintertime. Anyway, there are certain goals. There's certain goals I've accomplished already that I don't need to do. Many people, we live in Philadelphia.
Because you've accomplished them.
Many people want to go to the Philadelphia Eagles. You take a family of 4 to the Philadelphia Eagles on a Sunday, it's going to cost you $1,000.
Yeah, it's a trip to Europe.
Well, that's exactly right. It's a trip to Europe.
I mean, I'd rather go to Europe, personally.
I'd rather spend that, and it's not just a 4-hour game. It's 2 hours before the game, 4 hours after the game. It's a day before getting your clothes and stuff and ready to go to the game. It's the expense of doing it, making sure you have everything ready. You know, it's a good 12, 14 hours out of your life to go do that.
Now, if it's your true goal, then that's absolutely worth pursuing and go for it.
I know a lot of people have season tickets. They go to every game.
But if it's not.
Congrats,
yeah,
man.
I love totally.
it. I think that's really important to you. It's not important to me.
Well, and if you're doing those things and you're saying, gosh, I never get to go to Europe. I never get to get my G-Wagon. I'll never get to get my fill in the blank, then realize that you're spending a lot of time and a lot of money on something that perhaps isn't your true goal. Maybe you go do your, 1 or 2 games a season instead, and then spend the time and money focusing on getting that, really going after and pursuing your true goal. And I think this has a lot to do also with the time, with the energy that you're giving off, and with the responsibility that you're taking for your life. If you're focusing on your true goals, you're being true to yourself. You're taking care of number 1. And when you do that, it's a lot easier to take care of everybody else. And people want to be around you because you feel good about yourself. You're not being arrogant. You're not being selfish. You're focusing on your goals and you're going after them.
Here's interesting. It's okay to change your goals too. It's
well, if you've accomplished them, then you don't need to have that as a goal anymore.
Yeah, but you accomplish them, but sometimes you have a goal and and then that goal is no longer important to you for whatever.
Sure, yeah,
whatever,
give it up.
It's okay to let it go and have a different goal. I'll tell you a goal. I'll tell you a big goal I had.
Tell me.
A big goal I had was to get my son as much money as possible to go to college. We could afford college. We could do, but I know there was so much money that was unused each year, like in the billions of dollars of scholarships that are not available. Now we worked hard. AJ worked really hard. My son worked really hard, and he got essentially 3/4 or 80% ride to a college. Graduated, was honors. Everything was fantastic. But we worked hard on that goal, and we set that goal when he was in 9th grade to accomplish that goal before he attended college.
Well, and what's interesting is when other people see that, they'd say to you, "Oh, wow, how lucky that AJ got that scholarship and he got to
4 years."
Yeah, luck had nothing to do with it. We designed that.
We designed that.
That was not for that to happen.
We did the same thing for the next two who were going to college because it was we'd already learned how to do that. Their outcomes were not the same, but it was something that was easier done the second, third, and we're going to do it the fourth time.
Yes,
it's a and the people who give the scholarships are happy to give the scholarships.
Yeah.
The people want to give this money away. It's part of their mission. It's part of their motive. I mean, it's part of their. I'll never forget it. It was really interesting. There was a fund. This is a long time ago. I mean, back in like the mid 2000s. I met with an angel funding group for one of my companies, and their goal was to give out. I think their goal was to fund $2 million over 6 companies over a year. And I met with them. I did my presentation for my business, had the whole setup, and they loved it. We had a good business. The business was making money. We had a solid plan and it was doing well for what it was. And we didn't get the funding. And I found out years later, like 2 years after that they had missed their goal. They had not funded any business, and the whole company, their whole fund or angel, whatever it was, this investment thing was dissolved because they had not achieved their goals of giving the money. Which is fascinating, isn't it? Yeah.
Which is also why it's so important to just focus on moving forward instead of what you didn't get or why things didn't happen. That's fascinating.
Yeah, isn't it fascinating?
It is.
So
number 21, reward yourself. There are so many opportunities out there to criticize yourself, to tell yourself you did it wrong, to focus on what didn't go right. But you know what you really need to do for yourself, and it's the one thing that most people won't do for you. You need to be your own cheerleader, and you need to reward yourself.
Saying that when I achieve this goal, when I achieve it 100% of the vision I planned out, I am going to buy myself this. I'm going to allow myself a day off. I'm going to take myself to this restaurant. I'm going to go visit a friend, whoever it may be. I'm going to go on a day trip. I'm going to go on a big trip. I'll have a goal. I have something that happened this year that I had a goal for one of our events, and I was going to buy myself an investment timepiece. And we did not hit the goal, and I don't have the timepiece. It sucks. It hurts, but it's being true to myself. It's being, what I wanted to buy would have been a fraction of the profits we made on the event, and I didn't achieve it, and I didn't get it,
But doesn't that fuel you for the next goal, right?
100%.
So now it's like, okay,
that was a reward.
Right, but that's what I mean.
It's
like I really want this, so I have some things and ways that I'm looking forward to rewarding myself based on achieving some business goals. And I'm looking forward to but it's also the satisfaction too of knowing like I worked hard for that. I put in the time, I put in the energy, I stepped out of my comfort zone. So I deserve to enjoy this, and it's not going to blow the budget. It's not going to screw us up, but it's a fun way to just say, hey, look what I did.
I know we have rewarded, and it's more for Ashley than me, but just the fact of seeing it. a certain bottle of champagne or something after a big,
They're in the fridge.
the champagne
I can't
tastes.
drink them yet.
The champagne tastes better.
It does.
It does. It tastes better than the price tag. It is because
you did it.
you did it.
You did it.
You get the big. You made the big goal. You made the big thing, and that's the reward. So don't beat yourself up. Give yourself a little reward. Don't buy the house because you made an extra $5,000. Or your reward might be, hey, you graduated college. You graduated. I got friends right now. It's really cool. They're getting doctor's degrees, and it's
neat.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. And they're in their 40s, and they're like, yeah, I'm going to reward myself with a new car when I get this. Like, compared to how much a degree costs, that is nothing. The car's nothing.
All right.
Anyway, any other? That was a lot of investing. That was about investing in yourself. That's enough fuel for like all of 2023.
Pretty much.
To go
if you
after.
just take one of those on every 2 weeks, right? Just about.
You'll cover the whole year. Practically.
So it is a lot. But what's exciting about it is, and as you can see, so many of them are similar. Some of them build on each other. But when it comes down to it, if you're focusing on investing in yourself in some way moving forward, you're so much more likely to achieve your dreams, your goals, and the people who you really want to have around you to share those things with, they'll be there because you're putting out the right energy.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for joining us. Have a great rest of the night, I guess.
Yes.
I'm going to see you.
Cheers.
Thank you so much.